Hello and welcome once again to the Cartoonist Studio where, yes, I'm actually doing it. I'm doing the cartoon strip. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, calm down. Very, very good. Yes, yes. And notice we even had the Kalashnikov kid in there. She just gets very excited. You mention her name and out comes the Kalashnikov and releases a payload into the roof. Right. We're doing the cartoon strip. This is a cartoon I'm going to be sending to the American syndicates, the top American syndicates. Less of them now, not so many when I first used to do it. But yeah, they're here at the moment. There's some scratchy bits I'm not very happy about. There we go. I like to have a nice clean piece of paper. Right, so Granny Apple cartoon strip. Now, my cartoon strip idea is playing very much on the action that I love to put into my cartoons. And those of you who have read my Sleepy Hamlet graphic novel, which should be splashing all over your page at the moment, which is available from Amazon all over the world, actually, will see that I do enjoy action, but you don't get much of a chance to do that in a comic strip. It's very difficult because of the size restrictions. You can't get a huge amount of detail. It's a pity, but it's the way that it is. But with this particular comic strip, I think I can, because effectively it's a single panel. It needed, as far as I was concerned, to be produced as a comic strip. Now, how am I doing this now? I'm doing it I think we'll do it like this. So I'm talking to myself. I'm working things out in my head. I can't multitask. But yes, it's so I think I can actually do full action and have it in a cartoon strip. Get away with it. Calvin and Hobbes got away with a lot of action, or rather a disproportionate amount of action for the size of the comic strip. I'm not talking about the Sunday page. I know he had a deal there, but yeah, he could do it. So it is possible, as long as you can still keep the lines to a minimum. Then I think you can get away with it. Should be able to get away with it. And Granny Apple is this little old lady, much put upon by everything in life. Really, all she ever really wanted was just to enjoy her retirement. She was looking forward to it. I don't know whether she was ever married or not. She certainly hasn't got. There isn't like a grandfather Apple or a granddad Apple. It's just her on her own. But she was looking forward to retirement anyway, thinking of all the things that she could do, the time that she could spend on her own, hobbies, interests, and all that. And as anyone who's a grandparent will understand, you can't always find time to be a grandparent. You can't to be retired and relaxed, because the little dears, or in her case, the little monsters, need to be looked after. So Granny Apple has got this maniacal set of grandchildren. Not saying that mine are like that. Mine are absolute dreams. And you're saying, is he a grandfather? He can't possibly be a grandfather. His hands don't look old enough. But I am. So that's what she is. And she has other things to deal with. She's got to deal with an amorous older widower who wouldn't seem to let her go. Just not interested in leaving her alone, not for a second. Maybe further, actually, I'm thinking about it. She's on a her armchair. I have to get it at the right angle. That's gonna. I'm going to talk to myself for a while. Yeah. Just got to get it just right. It's a dodgy. It's one of the most important. Yeah. Start again. It's one of the most important parts of the comic strip. That's it. I think that's probably it. Yeah. Okay, so part of it, although I spent a time drawing that in there, her body's going to be missing from it. Yeah. Right, there we go. Put a little bit of that in there for the backing of the armchair. And that'll help me then do that, which will really give a bit of action because he's bending. The force with which she is being pushed is bending the armchair back. Right, are we getting all this? Am I making any sense? Yeah, never did before. No reason why I should know. Right, so there she is. And I think to aid a little bit more action, we'll have a cushion coming off. That may disappear. I don't know, because of what else is needed. Now, the armchair has these casters. The wording is going to go over here. And there's a reason why the wheels are going like they are. To give action, there's many ways of doing it. You can do zoom lines, which I don't tend to like to do. I will be doing some dust, sort of the cloudy dust where they've been. That's fair enough. But I try not to do the zoom lines because, once I say, it's minimum lines to make it work as a cartoon strip. So the ways to make this thing look like it's moving, one of them is this. You've got the line there. Now we do this sort of thing. Gives the impression that it's all being dragged. Now you'll notice I haven't got them going up here, down there, all over the place. It's in the flow of action. And it's the same with how I'll do it again. You got the arm, the shoulder, the sleeve there, and then just start doing a few of these on it. See? See what I did there? Tell you what. One of these days I'm going to impress someone. Right, there you go. There's Granny Apple. She's panicking. See what I've also done? She's got her fluffy slippers on here. See, I've done it with that as well. I've just taken the fluffy bits and dragged them back. She's now moving at speed. I think I'll take my very well used erasable putty rubber and remove that so it's a little bit clearer to you. I wouldn't do that normally in a cartoon strip because I don't need to, because I know what I'm doing, sort of. And we'll do a bit more down here because I forgot that as well. Right, so now she is moving at pace. Some of you may actually have seen, as I mentioned just literally previously about Sleepy Hamlet, you will have seen one of the characters in there called Mrs. Heppelheimer. And she's an old lady as well. So I tend to draw my little old ladies with these chins. Mrs. Heppelheimer is very much like Granny Apple, only she's bigger, a lot bigger. A bit of a flowery dress, and she's going. Now, why is she going? Why is she moving so fast? Well, here we go. Here's the maniacal grandson. None of this will make much sense to you. Now, he's maniacal because, unless the words go in, it's a little bit more confusing, shall we say. But they will come in and you'll see the finished thing at the end, so all that's there. But the most important thing here is that although he's doing what he's doing, to him, he's not being naughty. Well, he doesn't think he's being naughty. He's just playing a massive game of what if. all he wants to do. He's got a very inquisitive mind, like most children have. Most of them don't do these things to annoy you. It may seem like at the time. They do it because they're fascinated. It's how they learn. At our expense. There he is, pushing the wheelchair. Now we'll give him a harmless little smile, like he's happy. He thinks his grandmother's happy. And there we go. So there's him there. Once again, that'll become a lot clearer in the finished piece. It's an absolute mess at the moment. So we'll get it right, shall we? There we go. We'll give him a bit of leg, not much, just a bit. There. Now we have some characters. Now I will do a little bit of this, just a little bit, not much. And the same with him. Just to show a little bit of movement. And then the rest of it, I'm going to go boom, and then line like that, out there, and then this will all become apparent why in a minute. I'll just do the dust clouds that you get when moving at high speed. Now this one, for it to work, it comes off the page. I'm now going to work on where they're coming from. So this is a pathway here. A path in there, maybe a little bit of grass. Because I try very hard. I'm from the UK. The American Syndicate's obviously in America. Clues in the name. But I don't live over there, so I don't live in an American house. I don't recognize your the way things are laid out over there. The only reference I've got is from cartoon strips that I've seen or programs that I've watched. But in this particular one, see, I got that wrong already. I'm not happy with that. In this particular one, I'm just using standard style of house that I'm used to seeing. Single story. She's an old lady. She's knocking over what we would call a bungalow. I don't know what you call them in America, but they're single floored houses. Anyway, there we go. That's that one going there. Now they've come out of the door. They've come out the front door. So more action. Going to draw the house in. For the sake of tutorials, I probably would have drawn the house in first rather than the shape of the house. I'm not doing that here because well, I got time. It'll be a long enough video as it is. And I'll have the door off its hinges. Once again, more action, more impact image. And the window. Oops. And went everywhere then. And door handle. There we go. Off we have it. And then you've got the other cloud. That's to go through the door because they've knocked it out of the way. Well, they wouldn't go behind it, they'll go through it. And a little bit of a impact smash thing here with some dust and dirt coming off of it. And the step to her property. And we'll bring it out here a little bit. And I think it goes up there, doesn't it? That's right, yeah. image of it. And that's going to be the roof, or roof, as you call it out there in America, the roof. Here we go. So that's that. Actually, that's too high, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's too high. For a single story. It's going to be down here somewhere, isn't it? I've done a bit of it. Doesn't matter at this stage. And we'll put some bricks in there. I know that you have a lot of wooden frontages to your buildings. I don't. We don't. We have brick. So I'm drawing it in my way. Sorry about that, but it shouldn't really matter. Right, so far I think we're getting there. There's her window. This will be the other side of her little house, her little granny bungalow. And I guess we'll have it down here as well, so there'll be somewhere down there. We're going to leave this space empty, as I say, because that's where all the words are going to go. And then there. She's now coming out. And that is more or less it. I will go away and fiddle with a few things, but this is the cartoon strip that I'm going to be working on. There may be more of them. I may show more. It's actually proved to be quite difficult to talk and produce. I think these cartoons take a lot longer, a lot more concentration than I originally thought. So I'm not being as dumb and silly as I normally am. It may require a certain amount of fiddling. But that's roughly it. Like I say, the wording doesn't go over there. And yeah, so now I suppose we go for the speeded up bit, where you see me inking this cartoon. And yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy that. So next week, don't know what I'm doing. Could possibly be another one of these. I don't think I'll do a dad calendar one just yet, because I've already done 2 of those, although there are dad calendar, dad jokes book. God, get it right. There's going to be quite a few of those, obviously, so over the period of time they will be completed. But there's also the low content stuff that I'm now producing on Amazon in a vague attempt to make some money. I will be producing the covers for my own low content stuff, which could be notebooks. What are there's all sorts of things. There's recipe books. That's one I definitely will share with you, because I'm drawing a cartoon chef on the front of that. Nice bit of action on that. So that should be a nice one. So I could do that one. I'm also doing a series of colouring books, but they're also comics. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? Yes. I'm going to draw a comic story involving my characters, the little people, or Pixie Wood. And when I complete it, it will not only be a comic in full colour, but I will give the whole book as black and white as an adult colouring book. It should be quite nice. Yes, so anyway, there we go. That's a few of the projects on the way. So should we go and see that in a couple of weeks' time when I've got around to sorting it out? I've also, the past few days, written another children's book. Just put the finishing touches to that, finishing touches to the writing of it. Then I'm going to illustrate that and put that out on Amazon. So all things in the future. But anyway, more of that later on. For now, hit like, subscribe, smash notification bells, do all the things that them proper YouTubers talk about. And share it with your friends. Let them know what it is that I do. Before YouTube find out what I'm up to and stop me. All this stuff, are we? Oh, hey, there's some stuff here, isn't it? I haven't finished. Just as you thought I was going away. Just to give it a little bit more action. Sometimes people have these little shrubs or bushes in pots outside their houses. Granny Apple's no different. They've come crashing through here, and doors come off and the pot's flying, and away they go. All nice stuff. Right, there we go. Let's go that way, and we'll do some speeded up inking. And just left for me to say thank you very, very much indeed for coming over and seeing me today. I'm glad you put it in your diary. Do the same thing for next week, remember? In your diary, under see Carl, see what he's up to. And I will see you all next week. So, until then, thank you very much, and goodbye for now.